I don't think enough people realize that lower back pain after squatting isn't because you didn't brace hard enough. I'm going to tell you the root cause. So barbell squats tend to be a bit of a high risk exercise for people because when you put so much weight on your back, and also there's a level of stability that is required in a free weight exercise, people really want to make sure their lower back doesn't become injured. So a very common cue when it comes to squatting is make sure you're bracing your core, increasing intra-abdominal pressure around your spine so that there's more pressure protecting your spine. And while this works, I don't actually think this is what's fixing the root cause, because if you think about it, most people that hurt their lower back during a squat, it's not the top of the squat, it's at the bottom of the squat. And at the bottom of the squat, what muscle is working the hardest? What muscle is at its highest stretch point? If you think about it, the lower back hasn't really changed, it's maintained a neutral position, but the muscle that is working in a lengthened position is your glutes. If you think about it, what's harder, a pause squat at the bottom or a pause squat at the top? It's going to be at the bottom. At the bottom position, your glutes have to work really hard to stabilize your hip. If you have a weaker glute, you may sometimes find that you shift into one side instead because your body can't actually handle shifting into the weaker side. So it has to overshift into the side that is more stable. But when you overshift into that side, all that weight that you've put on the barbell is now going to go into that particular side of the back because your glute couldn't handle it. So it's probably going to affect the lower back on that particular side. And then you end up getting back pain. So how do you fix this? You fix this by seeing a physiotherapist, because we can actually assess and figure out which glute is the issue and give you the appropriate exercises. But it really comes down to strengthening the glute in a lengthened position, because the bottom position of the squat is when your glute is on stretch. You need to do an exercise that is also training the glute in that stretched position and also in that more glute hip abducted position. I promise you that if you work on that, you don't even really have to think about bracing. So I squat 3 plates, 150 kilos without thinking about bracing, because I just know that if I have a good form and if my glutes are strong enough to handle that bottom weakest link position, I won't get back pain when I do barbell squats.